Hey guys, it's Dreeked here, and welcome back to a very late arena video because the meta didn't change, and I've also been sick. I did have mono for the past few weeks, and I've only started to feel better just about right now, so here we go. This meta, as you guys know, sucks, right? It's awful. Dark Account server, we have about 2 weeks left, so mid-season. We're only at 5,800, when in previous seasons, around this time would be where we would get up to like 8,000, 9,000. That's what's actually so bad about this meta is that it's RNG. So quick disclaimer before we go into the teams. These teams may not work 100% of the time. There is going to be RNG involved. There is going to be crit RNG, and that will affect your experience. So these teams may or may not work for you. You can switch around the treasure combos, switch around the toppings, but this is just what I use to get to #1 inside the Dark Account server. So let's actually get right into the pretty much quote-unquote standard comp. And this really hasn't changed. You know, from my first video, obviously Whistle Monocle still going to be the standard quote-unquote treasure combo. Also using MT Rally and always using the Sleepyhead's Jelly Watch. Always. You don't want DE to not have max cooldown. But let's go over the builds real quick. So here is Millennial Tree's build. Remember, damage resist, cooldown, and full HP Biscuit. I'm so mad about these 14.9 lines. Here's what all my substats went to. I went damage resist, cooldown, HP, as well as some debuff resist substats. I do have the 4-2, as you can see. 4 HP toppings, debuff resist, and debuff resist toppings, so that's 4-2. Mainly to help MT stay up. The most important thing about this meta is MT uptime, and having MT up as long as you can. It's not about the cooldown mainly, it's about the debuff resist. It's about having him staying up, having his skill, cycle as quickly as possible, which is why we're running the debuff resist. Amp buff is good, yes, but debuff resist is making sure that you actually survive every single time with MT, and making sure that your MT can cast when being crowd controlled completely by everyone in this meta. So 4 HP, 2 debuff resist, remember 20% damage resist minimum. Get a 1-second start for this build. You absolutely need the 1-second start, and then focus the rest on HP and debuff resist. Now for Eternal Sugar is going to be running the standard, 60 bypass, 35 cooldown, rest on attack, as well as the 25 damage resist. It's the same thing. If you've been following my videos for a while, you know that I love 25% damage resist, 35 cooldown, and then the rest on attack. Crit subs can help, but only if necessary. I guess attack is better, so it's less RNG if you crit, you know what I mean? So that's why we're trying to avoid crit here. Remember, full bypass Biscuit for full bypass, 60% on ES, because ES actually is going to be one of the season cookies, which does help. So now she has 70% bypass, which is insane, which is why ES is going to be used a lot more. Now for Dark Enchantress, same old story. 9 cooldown, 108 attack. Get the 108 attack, get the 9 cooldown, you're good. If you get 111 and 8 cooldown, that's fine as well. Just make sure you add up the 9 cooldown, and then, in DE's skill, you've had me do this rant for, 3-4 videos now. Just make sure the cooldown minus its max, just make sure the cooldown's capped at 30%. Or just make sure the cooldown that you divide from the attack and cooldown adds up to 35. That is going to be utmost important. To save you the math, for full 6 rasp is going to be 108 and 9. 108 attack, 9 cooldown. That's including the Biscuit. If you don't want to have the Biscuit on, it's 78 and 9. That's going to be it for DE. Remember, you don't really need to focus that much on damage resist. I would rather you prioritize the cooldown and attack stats first. Even if your damage resist is dipping below 20%, I know that's criminal. And obviously a full bypass Biscuit for Dark Enchantress. Now for Venom Doe, it's going to be the same exact thing. I just swapped Venom Doe and ES's Biscuits because ES is kind of more important now. I can't believe I have that blue line. I gotta get rid of that. So full bypass Biscuit for Venom Doe. That's been the thing. 35 cooldown, 25 DR. I don't know why I don't use this build. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Damage resist 25%, cooldown 35%, and then rest substats go to attack and maybe crit if you don't have full DRCD attack stats. Now for Swan's build is actually going to change. It's actually going to be a 6 rasp build because now I have the full, I've always had that, but it's just honestly getting to be better to run Swan on full rasp. Now that Swan, the bug has been fixed with Venom Doe's skill. So Venom Doe, as you can see in Venom Doe's skill, they give everyone debuff resist plus 35%, but Venom Doe only gave it to the cookies in front of her. That buff is going to be applied to Sugar Swan, which is very important. That means we get to run the 6 rasp build because we don't need that much more cooldown to, suffer from the loss of the debuff resist. Remember, 30 plus cooldown here. On my toppings, I have 7%, and here I have 24%. So you don't really need exact attack requirement. It's just damage resist, cooldown, attack. You can add in crit substats, crit, amp buff substats. It doesn't really matter that much. You just really need to have the 6 rasp. and get the damage resist up, the cooldown up, and the attack up. You can run no damage resist on your Sugar Swan, but that is risky, so that's why I am putting in the damage resist for you guys. So that's just the first team build. From what you're going to want to use it for, obviously Arena is a wreck. There's going to be RNG left and right. It's going to be a hot mess. So what you're going to want to mainly look for when fighting with the Whistle Mono is mirrors and Candle Whistle. Candle Whistle is going to be countered by Whistle Monocle based on my experience. Remember, RNG is a huge factor. So either that or you can honestly mirror. It also, with promos and stats, it can make a difference. I would not recommend you mirroring someone with max promos. You shouldn't. Just wait for me to, share the other teams that I have in this video. But for testing sake, I'm going to hit this guy with Candle and Whistle, also the clock as well. And it is going to be an ES comp. So let's go right in. Okay, so it is going to be an ES team, and I'm almost certain. Wait, let me just turn on this spec for you guys. Let's do this. There we go. Now you can see. So ES is actually going to die off. It's so unpredictable what's going to happen. This meta has just changed so much. Absolutely revive. Again, ES survive. Nice. There we go. RNG is on my side, and maybe I could pick a Chen instead and ended up forcing me out in the end. So I had a spare revive with Swan. That can happen. Obviously, look at my promos. They're max, right? 5 AMT is one of the biggest advantages you can have in Arena. And obviously, see, this person doesn't have a 5 AMT, losing 2 promos and 3 promos on their ES and Venom Doe, respectively. As you can see, even though fairly similar promos, I just wiped the floor with them because I'm using the Monocle and the Whistle versus the Whistle and Candle. It just ends up working better that way. I don't really understand it. So I'm now going to show you guys what it's like to mirror. So obviously this person has lower promos than me. Let's actually check all their promos right before we start fighting. Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay. Plug. Okay, so let's take a look at their promos. 2-star DE, 5-star ES, 4-star MT, 4-star Swan, and a 3-star Venom Doe. And look at, and obviously all of mine are max. So I should be able to promo dip here. If not, they might be running a different build. So that could be something. Seems like I'm going to end up running low because of my ES taking the revive and not Venom Doe. If your Venom Doe is taking revive, there's a serious problem. Or your entire team could just get melted because you're swarmed. Yep, there you go. Completely destroyed. So as you can see, this team is good. Wow, ES doing more than DE, which is not even shocking. ES is going to be a very key component in this meta, as you guys are able to see. It's just going to be copy and paste this team pretty much, and Treasure Wars, and promo diffing, which is insane because their DE did more than mine, did 30 million more than mine, but my ES made the difference in actually reviving at the right time, which helps a lot. So what you're not going to want to run this into is, let me find it. Let's see if people are actually, yes, you don't want to run this into chest. I'm not going to fight it just because I want to save my refresh and actually just, fight it with the counter. Instead, do not hit chest with this team. Do not hit chest with this team. You should only be hitting mirrors and Candle Whistle. That's it. Now, let's go straight on to Team 2. All right, so here is Team 2, which is actually going to be what Team 1 counters, pretty much. This team is actually going to be countering any chest teams. May not be 100%. Remember, this is RNG meta, and I'm sharing you the teams that help me get to number 1. And I honestly didn't use this one as much, but it's very helpful to have under your wing, as well as you can, swap the treasures around. These are my recommended treasures: the Candle, the Whistle, and the Watch. Obviously, the Watch is going to be there. MT Rally is going to be there. And let's just get right into the builds. So some builds are going to be different. Obviously, DE is going to stay the same, Venom Doe is going to stay the same, and Swan is going to stay the same, and also ES is going to stay the same. So what's different? It's actually going to be the tree. So the tree is going to be much different. Obviously, as you can see here, when I switch between the two builds, one thing is going away. What is that one thing? It's going to be the cooldown. So I swapped all the cooldown subs for DBR subs, or debuff resist subs. And that is going to give MT a 2-second start. And the main reason why we do that is so ES can have a 1-second start. And ES having a 1-second start can mess up the entire other team's rotation, as well as the Candle messing up rotations. So it's going to have a 2-second start MT with 0 cooldown. Remember that. 0 cooldown, 2-second start. Cooldown, 1-second start. and that's why you have 2 different builds. Also, ES, you know, is going to be on the 1-second start anyway, so it doesn't even matter that much. Remember, what you're going to want to fight with this team is going to be chests. So as you can see, here is a chest, so let's just fight it. I'm going to slow down the battle so you can see how the rotation happens. So look, watch. ES, then MT, then DE, then whoever goes after. That's how it should always go. If your MT is getting stunned for longer, you shouldn't run this, because it should be your MT going exactly after your ES. And I'm actually going to crush this guy because of how I disrupted his timing. Come on, ES, you can live. No, she can't. Doesn't matter though, I still win. Remember, also, this could be RNG for you as well. It's RNG for me as well. It sucks. This season sucks. But I'm trying to present you guys with a actual guide. And see, their Venom Doubt died really easily, but mine didn't, which kind of helped. Also, I promo diffed on the Swan and the Tree. It's going to be a little bit of a promo season if you don't really know what you're doing. What you do got to understand is that Whistle Mono, that is not the Mono, that is the Candle, counters chest or box, whatever you want to call it, very easily, because none of my cookies here, I'll show you, none of my cookies here are running any crit subs. They have no crit subs, and that is the main thing that the chest is supposed to counter. Not having that makes the chest pretty much obsolete. That's going to be it. Remember, this team is supposed to be countering any of the chests. Speaking of chest, I have 2 teams that are going to be running the similar treasures. They look the exact same, but something is different about them. With Team 3 here, it is actually going to be a 1-second star MT, so switch your MT to the cooldown build, but your Eternal Sugar is actually going to be on the 4 Raz 2 cooldown build, courtesy of my friend Kippe, who is actually going to be number 5 right now. So go give him a like. If you're on the Cacao server, give me a like too. And also go give Nate a like. Doesn't hurt. These 2 teams are helped and developed by him. Do make sure to go give him a like if you're on Dark Cacao server for his hard work in sharing these teams with you guys. Remember, box, whistle, that is going to be the combo that you're going to be using here. It is mainly going to be used to counter monocle, whistle, and also other monocle teams. What changed? I remember I was explaining it. So it's 4 Raz and 2 cooldown. So 4 Raz toppings, 1 cooldown topping, and 1 cooldown tart. You're going to want to have that 1-second start. Having the 4 raspberry toppings helps ES absolutely decimate at the start of the battle, and actually helps ES, you know, everyone else is going to be the same. Forgot to mention that. Changing one build about ES and changing the treasures is going to help ES pretty much destroy and absolutely help everyone get the revives, or waste the enemy Swan's revive at the start of the battle. Actually going to be something that we're going to counter with this. So as you can see here, this should be ES and DE hidden, but it's a lower promo team. And running Team 3 against lower promo teams, watch what happens. This is my guildmate Cuckoo. So watch. MT goes, ES goes, then DE, and then the enemy should be wasting some of their revives. It may not happen until a little bit later in the battle, but as you can see, their health bar is going down, which means revives have been used. Well, mine are also being used right now, so. And did I get RNG'd? I totally just did. Trying to explain why this works when I get RNG. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So what I was saying, RNG sucks, and I lost to someone with a 2-star DE when I'm supposed to be. As you can see, this is how the comp is supposed to work. ES is supposed to do the majority of the damage, but due to some unfortunate RNG, which sucks, I'm gonna emphasize it, it sucks, I just lost. Mainly because maybe I tripped their Swan to do the healing at the 1-minute mark, so I couldn't heal. It's so weird and so confusing that you can lose so easily if you even run something similar, which sucks, right? That's just -9 for me. It's just not good, right? It's not that good. So let me actually just refresh. I'll use this team one more time. I'll show you what not to hit. You shouldn't really be hitting Candle Wisp. I guess you can try. I mean, it's not going to be 100%. This team is mainly supposed to counter mainly this treasure setup, which I'm going to hit right now. Again, it's going to be, where is it? Monocle Whistle again, which is what it's supposed to counter. But sometimes it's not going to work out in the way that's intended, which is also, you know, it's the RNG thing. I should be able to win this here. On ES. Oh, ES revive. Revive again. There we go. Finally. Even though ES is dead, still win. Because, watch this, it's the same damage chart. The comp is working, right? But RNG was in my favor. I doubled the healing, or more than doubled the healing of their healers. RNG sucks. And even though the comp is working the way it's supposed to, you could lose, which is not going to be at all motivating. Which it's just not fun. I'm gonna be so real with you, it's not fun at all. What you don't want to hit with this comp with team 3 and 4, well, 4 I'm also gonna explain, but it's something completely different, which stay tuned for that. So what you're not gonna want to attack is going to be these. You shouldn't really be attacking Candle Whistle. I keep saying Monocle Whistle, and I keep mixing them up, but Candle Whisk, you shouldn't be hitting with this. I'm just gonna show you why. I could win, I could not. It's going to be RNG. You can hit them, I should be saying. You can hit them, but it's going to be RNG. And I could lose this, but this means lose their opponents, so I could just end up winning, which does happen sometimes when ES does cast at the 1 minute mark. It matters when you're with this cast. That's a very key part of this. And I think I'm actually going to win. Wow. So RNG is on my side now. Crazy how I can beat a number 6 with a team that's not supposed to win, but then I lose to like someone in the number 20s. This season's just crazy. It's crazy and it's all over the place, and you can really just use these teams against anyone, but you got to figure out what beats what. It's different per account. That's also the key point. It's different per account, different per person. Even when I'm trying to log people with Nate and my friend Kippe as well, it doesn't really help because you can't all win the same amount. It's going to be RNG. I can't emphasize that enough. Anyway, let's just continue on with team number 4. So team 4 is going to have the 2-second start MT, going to have the 35 cooldown ES, but on Dark Enchantress, something is afloat. There is going to be a 2-second start Dark Enchantress. To get that, you're gonna have to run 3 cooldown toppings and 3 attack toppings. It looks cursed, I know. It's cursed. The reason why we do this is so we have 1 second ES into a 2 second DE. And I think the attack is going to be kind of similar. It doesn't really matter that much because of RNG anyway. But in Venomdo and Swan are going to be the same. I think Venomdo and Swan are the same throughout the entire video, so don't have to change them. It's mainly going to be the front 3 that are going to be changing. As you can see, it's pretty much the exact same as Team 3. You can swap with Team 3 between the 4-2 and the 6 cooldown. Whichever one works best for you. You can swap between them. You don't have to run the 35 cooldown here. Just remember, you can swap between the 2 ES builds here, the 4-2 and the 6 cooldown. For both teams as well, for 3 and 4. You can swap between them to make sure, whichever one works better for you, that's what you can run. You can also run the 4-2 cooldown and 2 amp build on ES, but I just don't really think that's best for ES. It's not really going to be the team that you want to use all the time. All my opponents are going to be pretty difficult. As you can see here, this is what you're going to want to hit. Monocle, Whistle. That's what you're going to want to hit with Team 4 or Team 3. But Team 4 was kind of exciting, so I had to save that for the end because of the 2-second DE. New DE build, whoa, everyone's shocked. So let me actually show you how that works. Okay, I might lose because this guy's pretty far. Okay, ES, then DE, then MT. That's how it should go, then Venomdo, then Swan. It doesn't go like that, you're doing something wrong. And your entire team because you're MT making. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. May not win, but looking right. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I won. Even with Dark Enchantress dead, I still won. Wow. Actually, that's crazy. ES still doing more. Kind of crazy still. Anyway, but as you can see, remember, same setup. ES is going to end up doing more. So this is really just ES's last hurrah because we all know that the big TK is going to replace ES. That's going to be obvious. Maybe MT. We'll see. As it stands right now, this is going to be ES's last hurrah inside the meta. As you can see, you saw the way the skills rotated. That's very, very, very important as to how this team works. It's also the same with this. Remember, 1 second MT for Team 1, or Team 3 pretty much, the first variant of the 2. And then the second variant has the 2 second MT with the 1 second ES, either or. I just prefer the 35 cooldown here, and then the 2 second DE. If you can't afford to make a separate set with perfect substats, you can swap out the toppings on your normal DE, but it could mess up your other teams. Just make sure if you can make another set, make it. If you can't, then oh well, that's kind of That's all right. Venomdo and Swan will stay the same throughout pretty much everything. So just keep that in mind. So now I'm actually going to show you the teams in action. So I'll do 3 battles and then I'll show you the secret 5th team that I've been saving from you after I do these 3 battles right here, 1, 2, and 3. So right here, right off the bat, we see a candle and a whistle. So that immediately says team 1. It actually is going to be White Lily. Okay, so this could be different. We are hitting everyone assuming that it is going to be... so I should have known. I could see Lily Rally was hidden. You can see, but sometimes people will actually just use Tree Rally instead. I should be able to win here, but I don't exactly know. Yes. DE. Okay, so I have 1 revive left. ES has to be it. Okay. Wow. Wow, Swan just saved my thought. Wow, that was insane. Okay. That was really lucky. I don't think that's going to happen 100% of the time. So maybe that's the side of RNG. So now, as you can see, Dark Enchantress going completely off. ES still doing 62 million damage. You can't really discredit that. And both healers being in the 120 million plus. But still, that's insane. And look at White Lily healing 83 mil. That's crazy good. A win is a win. Can't really complain there. So as you can see here, another candle whistle. You know what? I'm going to skip that. We're going to try and fight someone different. Oh, a monocle candle. So this is pretty interesting here. What I would do against this is I would just completely ball out. They do have low promos, well, non-ascended visuals. I don't know what their DE or ES promo is. I do gap by like 1.2 million power, so I guess I could hit with Team 3. You know what? Let's try Team 4. I really should be using Team 3 here, but again, ES predicted. Let's just try Team 4 here. Okay, so I have the right rotation. Swan does get this done, but does suck. Okay, that does burn a revive. Okay, maybe this wasn't the right choice, because you did see that Swan got stunned completely. Okay, maybe it was the right choice. RNG just loved me. Alright. You know what? We're going to take that. We're going to take that. Any day of the week. Again, ES completely going off because of that 1 second start. Absolutely accelerating ES. It doesn't have to be the 1 second start. It could also be the 4 RAS also making ES do that much more damage. And DE not even getting that many casts off because the battle was that short. It was 45 seconds. And promos, as you can see, 4-star ES, 3-star DE. On the lower end, relative to me, obviously, these are perfectly fine promos. It's going to end up being that. So for the last battle of the video, it's actually going to be... Let's fight this guy. So I don't want to loot. Let's fight this guy. Let's fight him with Team 3. Actually, you know what? We're going to fight him. Yeah, we're going to fight him with Team 3. Okay, I'm hopeful I'll win. As you can see, rotation. 1 second empty, ES, DE, then Venomdo. Swan should go for revive. There we go. See, that Swan didn't go for revive in the last battle. And that's why it was kind of janky. Even though I still won, I've only lost 1 this entire video. Kind of impressive. Okay, that might be it. Never mind, my Venomdo just locked the hell out. Holy. Wait, that's just awesome. Venomdo locks in and we just win. Bam. There you go. Can't really complain there, can you? That's absolutely awesome. All right, so I did the 3 battles. I think this is where I'm actually going to conclude the video. No, I'm not. Nope, we're not ending the video yet because we have the Silent Salt team to go over. That's the team I was gatekeeping from you guys. Here it is. This is actually what I planned to use this thumbnail for so long. You know, I was actually supposed to post this video a month ago, but I'm finally revealing the tech to you guys. And look, chest, I almost said monocle. That is clearly a candle. I gotta get myself together. So chest candle, obviously watch, but the toppings are going to be a little bit different. So it is actually going to be using the 2-second DE tech. I kind of incorporated that in as soon as I discovered it, and also going to have, here's a 2-second DE, same builds for Venomdo and Swan, but Salt is actually going to be on a 4 cooldown and 2 debuff resist. Why debuff resist? So Silent Salt doesn't get, well, silenced. Well, not really silenced, but like crowd controlled by ES or like put under like a stun or something. The debuff resist will actually help in making sure that Silent Salt is able to use his skill. Same thing for MT, which MT is going to be on the 2-second start build. Remember, same beast kit. Silent Salt, 60 bypass beast kit. Forgot to, go over the beast kits and everything, because some people actually do ask for that. Sorry. As you can see here, 4 cooldown, 2 debuff resist, get that done, get the full bypass beast skin on, make sure you have the 25% damage resist, get 20 plus debuff resist, get 20 to 24 cooldown, don't have to have that much, and then focus the rest on attack. You don't really want crit. So you remember, I have no crit subsets for anyone. I have the 2-second DE and the 1-second salt. So when fighting, you're mainly really going to want to try and fight candles. It's kind of inconsistent, but it's consistent. If you do have a high promo salt, it's going to be really, really good against lower promo teams. So I would not recommend running this if you do have a lower promo salt, which is going to be 2 stars or lower. As you can see, there's the rotation. Dude, Chrome needs to charge. Salt, see, that's why we run the debuff resist. Salt would have died there. EE revive. Come on. I got this. Wow, Benendell. Wow, Swan. Am I gonna win without using revives? Okay, that's just insane. Wow. Did not really expect that to happen, but guess it did. And look, Swan didn't even need to go in her Swan state, so her healing is down. Even though 104 million versus 46, I still won because of my Silent Salt doing crowd control like the enemy ES does, and I still win. Candle doesn't affect Silent Salt. That's why it's going to be especially good against candles. And finally, some variation and not copy-paste ES slop. But anyway, I think I actually am very busy because I am in final season, so I'm going to have to end the video right now. Still number 1. Nate's climbing up, so I might lose it soon. But as you can see, 5 teams. We're going to go over it, okay? This team counters this team, or counters these treasures, counter these treasures. These counter these. This counters Candle. But be careful if you have low promo Silent Salt. And anyway, please ask questions in the comments and join my Discord server if you do want extra help on Arena. And I'm sorry for this being delayed, but I really had no other time besides now to do it. So goodbye, guys, and thank you for watching all the way till the end.